My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
You know, but Doc, on a more serious note, exactly a year from today, by this time, this very hour, the Ghanaian people will be expecting a major announcement from the Electoral Commissioner. And by all indication, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is going to win the December 7, 2024 polls. The Ghanaian people are not expecting any other declaration than an overwhelming declaration of the victory of the NDC, which His Excellency John Dramani Mahama would deliver resoundingly. And if anybody if anybody had doubts, yesterday being exactly a year to the day when we will be voting in the 2024 elections, quite a number of prominent media organizations ran polls, very scientific online polls, asking the Ghanaian people who they will be voting for a year from yesterday. And the results are very, very revealing. I mean, if you look at the one by GH1, 1,950 voters, 62% of these people who responded to the poll said they will vote for President Mahama. Only 13% gave Bawumia a chance. The Star FM poll, President Mahama again led with a landslide, 68%. The Ghana Web poll, 8,302 votes as at last night. 65% said they will vote resoundingly for former President John Dramani Mahama. The state's own media, Graphic, and I hope that nobody will lose their job at Graphic. I mean, they are only doing their work, and they don't control the results of this poll. The state-owned media, the Daily Graphics poll, President Mahama led by an impressive 63%. Then Kafui Day, who is also on another state media, GTV, also did a poll. And out of the 1,810 people who responded, and these are really high numbers. I mean, if you look at the sample frame, 60% said that they will vote for President Mahama. A few of these polls are still running, and by all indication, it is clear that the Ghanaian people have had enough of what President Mahama called the threefold helix of the high levels of corruption, financial mismanagement, and massive unemployment. That's really the hydra-headed challenge that Ghanaians are confronted with. And if you look at the results of these polls and what Ghanaians are saying on the streets, I mean, this is a government that came in with so much goodwill. They promised heaven. I mean, that there will be no village without a public toilet. There will be no village without a pond. You know, there will be no district without a factory. There will be no constituency without $1 million a year. And as member of parliament, entering the fourth year, I should have been preparing to receive 4 million. And imagine if I had that in the midst of this disaster.
7 million or 4 million?
I would have, they said $1 million per year.
You're not going
you know, you're right. I'm even looking at just 10. Yeah.
You never had that thing in your
country? Never. You know, I mean, I would not be struggling trying to house 12,633 displaced people. We'll just have channeled all of that money into building
I'm told that
new houses.
Tomorrow there's
Yes, tomorrow is a big day. We'll be discussing that shortly. So we have a government which promised heaven, was high in pomp and circumstance and all kinds of big talk. You know, they claim to have the magic wand. They said they will develop and transform this country in 18 months. Their general secretary, remember that infamous video that there will be so many jobs that...
You mean the former general secretary?
Yeah, the former general secretary, that will even have to
import
workers. I mean, these people can talk. I mean, if you were to probably compete with them to chase a lady, you stand no chance. You know, you stand absolutely no chance. They are rappers. You know, they're just high on talk and very low on action and delivery. Absolutely low. You know, so here we are. All they have delivered is misery. I mean, if you look at the 2021 population and housing census, unemployment has doubled. The last time we did a census in 2010, it was at 7%. It's now 13.4%. I mean, can you imagine? Look at where inflation went to. 51% a few weeks ago. It's just beginning to inch downwards. I mean, what did they say about public debt? You know, even when we were nowhere near the dreaded 60%, made a lot of hue and cry. You know, chastised President Mahama, berated him, you know, sent him to the cleaners and said that, look, if it's all governance is all about borrowing, then, you know, they would rather leave governance to their kids. At a point, they took us to more than 100% debt to GDP ratio. We have never, in my living memory, defaulted on our loans. Ghana, I mean, a country held in high esteem. I mean, I recall as ranking member, my second term as ranking member of the Foreign Affairs Committee, I mean, now people are asking in international corridors, like, how did you guys get here? I mean, we never imagined that Ghana would default on its loans, that Ghana will not be able to pay its debts, that you will no longer be credit worthy. You know, that countries like, well, let me not incur the wrath of some countries and create a diplomatic row. But we all know where we have always stood, you know, as a country. See how we have been downgraded, junk status by all the sovereign credit rating agencies, from Fitch to Moody's to Standard & Poor's. So every sector is on its knees. Everything has been destroyed. You know, so I'm not surprised that all the polls that credible media organizations have conducted, they are emphatic with their results. The Ghanaian people are saying that, look, they cannot wait for change. They are clamoring for the return of the nation builder. And I'm not surprised that his message of a 24-hour economy is resonating. I mean, it's clearly an idea whose time has come. I mean, it's really, you know, caught on, and the young people of this country are expecting a 24-hour economy that will move us from this high unemployment, this level of desperation, this level of destitution, into a new era of jobs, a three-shift economy, you know, industrialization, high productivity, incentives for the private sector, you know, a new dawn is what President Mahama is offering. And we've seen him, he's done it before. I mean, imagine if President Akufo-Addo had just continued. You don't even outdo President Mahama. Just try and do the same. We'll have had by now a second Terminal 3. Another international award-winning airport. We don't have that. We'll have had another quaternary hospital. It's President Mahama who gave this country the first quaternary hospital. President Mills and President Mahama. We only knew of tertiary hospitals, you know. But for President Mahama, we didn't even know that beyond tertiary hospital, you can have another level, a quaternary, you know, hospital in the University of Ghana Medical Center. I mean, look at the the interchanges. So we look at the E-blocks, state-of-the-art schools with 4 labs, science labs, general science labs, physics, chemistry, biology labs. A doer, somebody who is low on talk, half and puff, and as he puts it, and President Mahama can really make you laugh. He said he speaks a simple Legon English, he doesn't, go high on rap on all of this foreign accent, some of which are of, dubious authenticity. He will keep it simple, but focuses on delivery. He delivers. That is what he believes in, and we've seen that. So if the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia regime had even just done the same thing, you just forget about your promises, your highfalutin promises, and just deliver on even what you came to see. Just at least leave the country where it was. They've sent us into the abyss. And you see, when you look at all the squandered opportunities and squandered resources, you are the only folks who've had 3 oil fields. I mean, look at the billions that have come in. Nobody, even when COVID came, yes, we regret the deaths. May their souls rest in peace, and families who are mourning, we continue to sympathize with you and empathize with you, and we condole with you. But it brought a rainfall of over 30 billion cedis. What did they do with all that money? Squandered opportunities. I mean, how many weeks was I not advising them against these chartered travels? 20,000 euros an hour when there is a presidential jet. Imagine the number of schools. Today we are saying we must keep double track because we don't have enough schools at the second cycle level. So there has to be double track. Imagine how we could have eliminated double track and stop all this traffic light school management. They are on their way in the morning. They ask them to return by afternoon. Now some people are going to school for just, 10 days, and then have to leave for Christmas. Everything is in a mess. Then you remember the other pet subject of mine.
Abdul Malik Kwekubaku says,
yes,
he's really admiring your analysis of the NPP running mate.
Oh yes, I mean, of course. I mean, Uncle Kweku must admire.
This is son of man. It says you have adopted an umbrella approach.
Of course. I mean, I'm not a member of the NPP. I don't know who in there is. And I'm not going to sit here and spend my time discussing.
Somebody who grew up at that, you are not too far from Osa Omnibus.
Yes. Long live the umbrella and the umbrella approach. So I mean, squandered opportunities. I was just about to talk about to speak to the National Cathedral scandal, for example. I mean, over 339 million Ghana cedis squandered.
No, we'll come back to that. I have a question to ask you about
imagine,
the New Jerusalem.
just imagine what that 339 million guys can do. And they are not done. They are not talking about some New Jerusalem. So look, no matter who they choose, now let me come back to what Kwekubaku wants me to talk about.
Coming back to the topic.
No matter who is selected,
yes.
Even if they bring somebody from the old Jerusalem, the NPP is going.
Even if it's Nana Komia.
Even if it's Nana Komia, my good friend.
Nana Komia believes
Nana
that
Komia can save
it will
them.
make their job
Nobody. Look.
Touch.
We can even allow they should even if they like.
If you are choosing, will be one touch.
If they like, they should even appoint 10. If we can have a way, 10 running mates from the old Jerusalem. They are taking us nowhere. The Ghanaian people have seen it. So look. Bawumia himself, because of his track record as running mate, how he was, presented as a messiah, and now he himself cannot speak to the economy, runs away from the economy. Somebody who was presented as an economic czar, an economic messiah, So no matter who is brought, it's clear the Ghanaian people have voted massively only yesterday, continues today. It's clear who they are voting for in the next election. They are not interested in whoever will become, even if it's my good friend Anakomia.
PENDREAM TV now, so far so good. Say open online portal Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.